Antigone. Scene 5. Enter blind Tiresias, led by a boy. The opening speeches of Tiresias should be in sing-song contrast to the realistic lines of Creon. Tiresias. This is the way the blind man comes, princes, princes, lockstep, two heads lit by the eyes of one. Creon. What new thing have you to tell us, old Tiresias? Tiresias. I have much to tell you. Listen to the prophet, Creon. Creon. I am not aware that I have ever failed to listen. Tiresias. Then you have done wisely, king, and ruled well. Creon. I admit my debt to you. But what have you to say? Tiresias. This, Creon. You stand once more on the edge of fate. Creon. What do you mean? Your words are kind of dread. Tiresias. Listen, Creon. I was sitting in my chair of arguey, at the place where the birds gather about me. They were all a-chatter, as is their habit, when suddenly I heard a strange note in their jangling, a scream, a whirring fury. I knew that they were fighting, tearing each other, dying, in a whirlwind of wings clashing, and I was afraid. I began the rites of burnt offering at the altar, but Hephaestus failed me. Instead of bright flame, there was only the sputtering slime of the fat thigh flesh melting. The entrails dissolved in grey smoke. The bare bone burst from the welter, and no blaze. This was a sign from heaven. My boy described it, seeing for me as I see for others. I tell you, Creon, you yourself have brought this new calamity upon us. Our hearts and altars are stained with the corruption of dogs and carrion birds that glut themselves on the corpse of Oedipus' son. The gods are deaf when we pray to them. Their fire recoils from our offering. Their birds of omen have no cry of comfort, for they are gorged with the thick blood of the dead. O my son, these are no trifles. Think, all men make mistakes, but a good man yields when he knows his course is wrong, and repairs the evil. The only crime is pride. Give in to the dead man, then. Do not fight with a corpse. What glory is it to kill a man who is dead? Think, I beg you. It is for your own good that I speak as I do. You should be able to yield for your own good. Creon. It seems that prophets have made me their especial province. All my life long I have been a kind of butt for the dull arrows of doddering fortune-tellers. No, Tiresias, if your birds, if the great eagles of God himself should carry him stinking bit by bit to heaven, I would not yield. I am not afraid of pollution. No man can defile the gods. Do what you will. Go into business, make money, speculate, in India gold or that synthetic gold from Sardis. Get rich otherwise than by my consent to bury him. Tiresias, it is a sorry thing when a wise man sells his wisdom, lets out his words for hire. Tiresias. Ah, Creon, is there no man left in the world? Creon. To do what? Come, let's have an aphorism. Tiresias. No man who knows that wisdom outweighs any wealth? Creon. As surely as bribes are baser than any baseness. Tiresias. You are sick, Creon. You are deathly sick. Creon. As you say, it is not my place to challenge a prophet. Tiresias. Yet you have said my prophecy is for sale. Creon. The generation of prophets has always loved gold. Tiresias. The generation of kings has always loved brass. Creon. You forget yourself. You are speaking to your king. Tiresias. I know it. You are a king because of me. Creon. You have a certain skill, but you have sold out. Tiresias. King, you will drive me to words that... Creon. Say them! Say them! Only remember, I will not pay you for them. Tiresias. No, you will find them too costly. Creon. No doubt. Speak. Whatever you say, you will not change my will. Tiresias. Then take this, and take it to heart. The time is not far off when you shall pay back corpse for corpse, flesh of your own flesh. You have thrust the child of this world into living night. You have kept from the gods below the child that is theirs. The one in a grave before her death, the other, dead, denied the grave. This is your crime, and the Furies and the dark gods of hell are swift with terrible punishment for you. Do you want to buy me now, Creon? Not many days, and your house will be full of men and women weeping, and curses will be hurled at you from afar, cities grieving for sons unburied, left to rot before the walls of Thebes. These are my arrows, Creon. They are all for you. But come, child, lead me home. To boy. Let him waste his fine anger upon younger men. Maybe he will learn at last to control a wiser tongue in a better head. Exit Tiresias. Chorigos. The old man has gone, king, but his words remain to plague us. I am old too, but I cannot remember that he was ever false. Creon. That is true. It troubles me. Oh, it is hard to give in, but it is worse to risk everything for stubborn pride. Chorigos. Creon, take my advice. Creon. What shall I do? Chorigos. Go quickly, free Antigone from her vault, and build a tomb for the body of Polynices. Creon. You would have me do this? Chorigos. Creon, yes, and it must be done at once. God moves swiftly to cancel the folly of stubborn men. Creon. It is hard to deny the heart, but I will do it. I will not fight with destiny. Chorigos. You must go yourself. You cannot leave it to others. Creon. I will go. Bring axes, servants. Come with me to the tomb. I buried her. I will set her free. Go quickly. My mind misgives. The laws of the gods are mighty, and a man must serve them to the last day of his life. Exit Creon. Paeon. Chorigos. God of many names. Chorus. O Ichos, son of Cadmean Semel, O born of the thunder, guardian of the west, regent of Eleusis' plan, O prince of Maenad, Thebes, and the dragon field by rippling Ismenos. Chorigos. God of many names. Chorus. The flame of torches flares on our hills. The nymphs of Ichos dance at the spring of Castalia. From the vine-close mountain all come in ivy. Evolhe sings the streets of Thebes. Chorigos. God of many names. Chorus. Ichos of Thebes. Heavenly child, a Semel bride of Thunderer, the shadow of plague is upon us. Come with clement feet, O come from Parsenos, down the long slopes across the lamenting water. Chorigos. O flyer, chorister of the throbbing stars, O purest among the voices of the night, thou son of God, blaze for us. Chorus. Come with choric rapture of circling Maenads, who cry, O Achoi, God of many names. Exodus. Enter messenger, left. Messenger. Men of the line of Cadmos, you who live near Amphion's citade, I cannot say of any condition of human life, this is fixed, this is clearly good or bad. Fate rises up, and fate casts down the happy and unhappy alike. No man can foretell his fate. Take the case of Creon. Creon was happy once, as I count happiness, victorious in battle, sole governor of the land, fortunate father of children nobly born, and now it is all gone from him. Who could say that a man is still alive when his life's joy fails? He is a walking dead man. Grant him rich, let him live like a king in his great house. If his pleasure is gone, I would not give so much as the shadow of smoke for all he owns. Chorigos. Your words hint at sorrow. What is your news for us? Messenger. They are dead. The living are guilty of their death. Chorigos. Who is guilty? Who is dead? Speak! Messenger. Haman. Haman is dead, and the hand that killed him is his own hand. Chorigos. His father's or his own? Messenger. His own. Driven mad by the murder his father had done. Chorigos. Tiresias! Tiresias! How clearly you saw it all! Messenger. This is my news. You must draw what conclusions you can from it. Chorigos. But look, Eurydice, our queen. Has she overheard us? Enter Eurydice from Palace Center. Eurydice. I have heard something, friends, as I was unlocking the gate of Palace Shrine. I needed her help today. I heard a voice, telling of some new sorrow, and I fainted there at the temple with all my maidens about me. But speak again, whatever it is, I can bear it. Grief and I are no strangers. Messenger. Dearest lady, I will tell you plainly all that I have seen. I shall not try to comfort you. What is the use, since comfort could lie only in what is not true? The truth is always best. I went with Creon to the outer plain where Polynices was lying. No friend to pity him, his body shredded by dogs. We made our prayers in that place to Hecate and to Pluto, and they would be merciful. And we bathed the corpse with holy water. And we brought fresh broken branches to burn what was left of it. And upon the urn we heaped up a towering barrow of earth on his own land. And when we were done, we ran to the vault where Antigone lay on her couch of stone. One of the servants had gone ahead, and while he was yet far off, he heard a voice, grieving within a chamber, and when he came back, he told Creon. And as the king went closer, the air was full of wailing, the words lost, and he begged us all to make all haste. Am I a prophet? He said, weeping. And must I walk this road, the saddest of all that I have gone before? My son's voice calls me on. Oh, quickly, quickly! Look through the crevice there, and tell me if it is Haman or some deception of the gods. We obeyed, and in the cavern's farthest corner we saw her lying. She had made a noose of her fine linen veil, and hanged herself. Haman lay beside her, his arms about her waist, lamenting her, his love lost under ground, crying out that his father had stolen her away from him. When Creon saw the tears rushed to his eyes, and he called to him, What have you done, child? Speak to me. What are you thinking that makes your eyes so strange? Oh, my son, I come to you on my knees. But Haman spat in his face. He said not a word, staring, and suddenly drew his sword, and lunged. Creon shrank back, the blade missed, and the boy, desperate against himself, drove it in half its length into his own side, and fell. And as he died, he gathered Antigone close to his arms again, choking, his blood bright red on her white cheek. And now he lies dead with the dead, and she is his at last, his bride in the houses of the dead. Exit Eurydice into the palace. Chorgos. She has left us without a word. What can this mean? Messenger. It troubles me too, yet she knows what is best. Her grief is too great for public lamentation, and doubtless she has gone into her chamber to weep for her dead son, leading her maidens in this dirge. Chorgos. It may be so, but I fear this deep silence. Messenger. Pause. I will see what she is doing. I will go in. Exit messenger into the palace. Enter Creon with attendants, bearing Haman's body. Chorgos. But here is the king himself. Oh, look at him, bearing his own damnation in his arms. Nothing you say can touch me any more. My own blind heart has brought me from darkness to final darkness. Here you see the father murdering the murdered son, and all my civic wisdom. Haman, my son, so young to die. I was the fool, not you, and you died for me. Chorgos. That is the truth, but you were late in learning it. Creon. This truth is hard to bear. Surely a god has crushed me beneath the hugest weight of heaven, and driven me headlong in a barbaric way to trample out the thing I held most dear. The pains that men will take to come to pain. Enter messenger from the palace. Messenger. The burden you carry in your hands is heavy, but it is not all. You will find more in your house. Creon. What burden worse than this shall I find there? Messenger. The queen is dead. Creon. O port of death, death world, is there no pity for me? And you, angel of evil, I was dead, and your words are death again. Is it true, boy? Can it be true? Is my wife dead? Has death bred death? Messenger. You can see for yourself. The doors are open, and the body of Eurydice disclosed within.